Well, 2023, still making videos, still on the move. On the move seems to be the theme of my whole life. I always have these delusions of grandeur that I can make a video every day. Maybe this is the year, I don't know. I know I'm making one today. What I wanted to talk about is, what did 2022 teach you? I'm gonna tell you what it taught me. And maybe, just maybe, this will turn into a daily occurrence. No promises. We're gonna do one today, and then we'll see what happens. If you don't know, I'm Dave. This is my channel, Dave's Media, and I have been throwing pasta at the wall for years, trying to get something to stick. I've had a couple good videos work, get me some views, get me monetized, and now I'm trying to capitalize on that. So I'm moving again. I got here a little less than a year ago, and I love my place. It's very small, as you can see, and I spent New Year's Eve just behind the camera on the couch last night, enjoying a glass of wine, watching Entourage for the millionth time, and just kind of reflecting on the year. So this video is gonna reflect on the year that was and all the crazy shit that happened. I just was talking to my neighbor Miguel, telling him how I'm gonna be really sad to leave because I finally now just established some roots in the neighborhood. I have great neighbors to my right and left of me, and now I'm leaving and I'm just getting to know everyone, and I'm kind of bummed by that. But what Miguel told me was, he was really inspired. He said it was inspiring that I can just keep trying things until something works. And I needed to hear that today because I have been of the mind that I'm tired of trying new things. I will do it. It's just so many fresh starts, you know? New year, new me. It's the same me. I'm just trying to get better. But it was cool for him to say that because I do get down on myself thinking, why do I have to keep starting over? Or why am I starting over again? Can't I just double down and continue to try doing what I love doing, which is filmmaking here in, you know, filmmaking capital of the world, LA. And I could keep working to stay here, but what I realized is it's really expensive, and my business just didn't take off like I thought it would. I had an agency that would represent athletes, and hopefully it was gonna be actors and entertainment talent. That's why I moved to LA, Southern California, to make that happen. That basically all dissolved in one single day. A bunch of my clients, I think every single one of my clients, basically left the company. I'm not mad at them for it. I think that's probably what I would have done. They didn't see the long-term vision. That was a month into moving here. So the whole reason for moving here had dissolved, and I had to figure it out. So I got my resources together and said, well, let me go back to shooting videos, because I was gonna move away from shooting content and become an agent. I mean, I was an agent and I was helping other people make money. I just wasn't helping myself make money. So probably for the best that this didn't work out for me. And I pivoted back to what I know, which is making content. So I took a bunch of odd jobs. I edited a comedy film, about a 90-minute film. I haven't edited one of those in a long time. Completely improvised, very difficult to edit together, but I did it and I got paid pennies on the dollar. I thought this was gonna be a 5-day project, turned into 2.5, almost 3 months of work, but I signed a contract and said I would do it, and I'm a man of my word, and legally, on paper, I was also a man of my signature, so I finished. You ever have a situation where the person to work with is a complete pain in the ass, but they're a good person? Like, you can tell they're really a good, kind person, but they have no idea that they're just a huge pain in the ass to work with. This is what I dealt with. And I tried not to burn the bridge, but finally it came to the point where I said, look, I'd rather just be friends, and I don't think we should work together anymore. That was tough for me because that was a good source of income, and I actually had created another job out of that, which was running a podcast. And I was basically being treated like an intern, and I voiced my opinion on that, said how I felt, and just got completely ignored on those feelings. I wasn't validated. I didn't ask this person to agree with me, but I did want them to at least acknowledge what I had said, and then they could have their own opinion. But I just said, look, I don't want to work with you anymore. That's how I feel. Got completely ignored, but I finished up all the relevant work I needed to finish before I left. I got a contract job photographing and filming beautiful homes here in Orange County. I mean, some of the most beautiful homes I've ever stepped inside. And that was okay money for a while. Again, I'm like limping to the finish line in 2022 with jobs. And again, it's of all of my own doing. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just putting this out there so you can understand how to work through things when you have issues and when you have things go wrong. There's always a way to fix it. There's always a way to keep moving. And this is just kind of proof of that. So I did that for a while. I realized this is probably a seasonal gig, photographing houses, because there's more light in the summertime. But, you know, CEO of this company basically stops talking to me. And I think the final straw, which is funny, was I showed up to a gig in San Diego that had been confirmed. I'm driving from Orange County, so this was like almost a 2-hour drive there. So 2 hours there, 2 hours back with traffic. Without traffic, it's still about an hour and a half to where I was going. So got a long drive. I show up and I say, man, that's weird. I should be let in the gate. Let me follow up. So I go direct and call the company that owns the house. I said, hey, call the secretary. Do you have the code for this house? I'm here to photograph it. I'm here to photograph the house. My name's Dave. Give her all my info. She goes, oh, actually, we canceled that shoot. I said, oh, really? That's interesting. She's like, yeah, I'm sorry, nobody let you know. So I say, all right, that's fine. Get on the phone with, I try to get on the phone with my project coordinator. They don't even pick up. So I just have to text, and I left a voicemail. I was pretty mad, but I kept it in check. I didn't blame anyone. I just said, hey, I just drove 2 hours for a shoot that was canceled that nobody told me about. What gives? I expect to be compensated for my time. I just took add 2 hours for driving, add another 2 I was gonna have to shoot. So six hours of my day, half my day gone because somebody didn't want to just relay the info that this had been canceled. I get it, things happen. So I think that was the final straw because I called this company out on their BS. And I just said, hey, I don't appreciate not being communicated to. Then I get another gig editing for this company that edits YouTubers' content. So there's a company that manages YouTube channels, manages the editing, and so I got linked up with them. That's been great. So I went from having my own agency to having nothing, to having only odd jobs, and thinking back since 2016, I have been without W-2 employment. I haven't been an employee since 2016. And I've made it through the pandemic. I've made it through what is now, I guess you could call a recession, a mini recession. I don't know. We're in the beginning stages of it. Maybe when I look back, this will be a real recession. And I've done it just purely on freelance, purely on the hustle. So I'm happy about that. I figured it out. I've been able to pivot. So back to my original point, having that brief conversation with my neighbor Miguel this morning. It was cool for him to say he's inspired that I keep trying new things and I keep going. And that's the message of this video. Yeah, you may want to stop and settle down where you're at and stop trying and starting anew and having a restart and a refresh, but I guess for me, I just need another restart and a refresh to become successful. I have no other choice. I can't stop trying. And that's the only difference between somebody that's successful and somebody that's not, is they just keep trying until something hits. So I'm gonna keep throwing pasta at the wall till something sticks, and then I'll know that it's ready. I think everything that happened this year, as cliche as it sounds, it happened for a reason. I needed to get knocked on my ass again and say, hey, you don't have it all figured out. Clearly you need to work on some more things. But clearly I'm inspiring somebody, my neighbor, by continuing to keep going. I may have limped to the finish line of 2022, but I made it. And we're here in 2023, and anything is possible. 2022 was a great year. I had a lot of fun. A lot of great experiences, traveled, not as much as the year before, but I traveled a bunch, got to see some awesome things, got to reconnect with people, and realize that not everybody is supposed to go with you on the next phase of your life. Just realize that. You don't make them out to be bad people. Just realize they're not supposed to go with you, and maybe you're not supposed to go with them. I'm just excited to make more videos because I've gotten away from what I'm good at, which is making content, which is teaching other people how to do it too. And I gotta start taking up space, start talking loud, being big, and stop playing small, because I'm over 6 foot. I can't really play small. It's hard for me to do. But I guess my demeanor has always been humble. I've always given other people the opportunities in front of me, and this year I'm taking those for myself. So here we go, 2023, this is video 1. Let's see how many more I make.